Hey guys, Nick here. Just taking a look today at the Monster Jamz in-ear headphones, which currently retail from anywhere between $50 all the way up to $120. At most stores, you should probably expect to pay right around $100, but you can find them if you're willing to get online at Amazon.com for right around $50 currently. Now, these are an in-ear pair of headphones, so the main topics I will touch on is, first of all, audio quality, build quality, since Monster really dubs these as indestructible, as well as how well they fit in the ear, which is really the most important part when it comes to in-ear headphones. But I would first of all like to thank Monster for sending these out for me for review, and that being said, let's go ahead and get this review started. So the sound quality in these really shines through on more of the modern genres. The ones it really does well with is metal, rap, R&B, items that really require that lower end presence, whereas the higher end such as jazz and classical that really need the crystal clear highs to shine through, it does sound good on them. It's just not as good as the more modern music is. But the thing that really impressed me with this was the fact that the low end presence is extremely well there, as nicely felt, but it's not so overpowering that you cannot listen to other forms of music. So, as far as build quality is concerned, Monster really promotes these headphones as being indestructible. So I didn't go as far as Monster did when testing these, as to run them over with a forklift or even a vehicle, but I did some real world testing on this. I threw them around in a backpack full of textbooks. I did toss them around quite a bit. I actually hit it with a hammer at one point just to really give the worst case scenario. And these things really did live to tell the tale. Now, whenever I tested it with the hammer, I did leave it in the pouch. That way it didn't scuff up the finish, because that would have happened. But the drivers didn't even get dented from it. You really couldn't tell any impact whatsoever. So as far as real world situations, I definitely can vouch for the build quality on these, that it's not going anywhere. You would literally probably have to get a forklift to even damage these things. So if you're someone who always goes through headphones, definitely do not overlook these. But the biggest gripe I do have with these headphones is the fact that, due to the fact that they are so durable, they don't stay in the ear that well, because the drivers themselves are pretty heavy. I would go as far as to say they're the heaviest in-ears I've tested yet. So that being the case, what I would definitely recommend is set aside an extra $5 to $10 if you purchase these for a good pair of actual ear tips for this, because the black silicone rubbers that Monster sends just doesn't cut it. I actually addressed this concern with Monster, which is why they actually sent me out the white tips, and they do a much better job, because they actually will mash down and then re-expand once in the ears to create a nice seal that's not going to go anywhere. Now, once you do have the Jamz in your ear, you have a good solid fit, you can expect a good amount of sound isolation. Granted, it depends on what pair of ear tips you're using. For example, whenever you're using the black tips, you can only expect about an 8 to 10 decibel decrease, but with the white tips, it's actually closer to a 16 to 18 decibel decrease. And in layman's terms, that means if you have the black tips in, whatever audio source you're trying to get through to make it just as distinguishable as what you're listening to has to be roughly twice as loud, and with the white tips, it'll have to be even twice as loud as that. So the white tips definitely do offer better sound isolation, and because of that, I really wish Monster would decide to either ship these or ship some form of headphone tips with these that'll give equal, just as good sound isolation, as well as stay in your ears, because the black tips just don't cut it in that genre. But guys, for anywhere between $50 and $100, these are a great pair of headphones. If you have an opportunity to pick them up for $50 and you're in the market for headphones, do it. Because like I said, they sound great for all genres, but at the same time, with the more modern music, they shine. So guys, this is Nick. This were the Monster Jamz headphones. I would again like to thank Monster for sending these out to me, and I'll see you all in the next video.